I'm not speaking about numbers because then you have the statistics and you can just search for them.
Basta parlare di queste statistiche perché le avete in varie fonti. Ci sentiamo soprattutto non più umani, bensì totalmente umiliati. Sono 10 anni che coopero con organizzazioni internazionali e ho il sentimento che ci avete tutti pressoché abbandonati.
What is the last pic you have seen in Gaza?
I was actually imagining my mom's face while I was leaving Gaza and leaving them behind me. My mom's face and her prayers that I can hear on my mind. That morning there was also a blackout and I couldn't even tell my mom that I'm leaving Gaza. To begin with, I didn't want to go out actually. And my mom kept on begging me so she can just rest assured that I'm okay. So at least one of the family makes it out. I have no connection with them, so I can't even tell if they are okay or not. Can you imagine the feeling? We're speaking about human
Mi fa
rights.
ridere il fatto che parliamo delle Nazioni Unite, è veramente disgustoso quello che stiamo subendo, la differenza rispetto al 1948 e oggi è che quello che sta succedendo lo vediamo tutti.
First of all, there is a ceasefire, so we can actually start seeing how many of our children are still alive, so we can ask them, how are you feeling? You feel how inhuman that is. My colleague, Ibrahim, once they got him out of the rubble, I can't imagine if something harms my nephew or niece, because I love them to death, how he must be feeling. The ones that were still alive, they need the operations, and unfortunately at the hospitals they are unable to operate for them. So they are actually in the hospital staying because they lost their house. And he was telling me, I'm sleeping on blood on the floor. Can you imagine how that must have felt like? Can you imagine how dehumanized we feel? Doctors in Shifa hospital are saying they are putting vinegar to sanitize the wounds. Can you imagine? Our work, we always provide psychological and psychosocial support because in Palestine and in Gaza, we are all suffering from transgenerational trauma. And now I can't even imagine how, after this situation, after this aggression, how the psychological well-being of children will be like. If me, I'm the one who's actually responsible for the protection program and I'm freaking out and I'm traumatized and I'm feeling guilty because I left all of them behind me.
What's your message to the Italian and the European governments, and what do you think about the abstention ceasefire in Gaza?
As a humanitarian, I'm supposed to say, please continue your efforts. We are doing, let's keep on pushing for a ceasefire. But as a Gazan, I would have to say, we feel completely abandoned, and don't even start telling me about UN resolutions or international humanitarian law or Geneva conventions, because we are just being killed there without any dignity. So I can't even tolerate the word human rights right now to reach a ceasefire, because that's step number one. And then we can start to see how to actually creating some sort of, I left my house 3 weeks ago, my stuff, my clothes, I don't know if actually it is still there. Over 1.5 million got displaced from their houses in Gaza City and the north. And then after a ceasefire is reached, what are we gonna go back for? What will our Gaza and our homes be like? Where will we go? I can't even now begin to imagine how painful and how such heartache it's going to be like once there is a ceasefire. I'm 31 years old right now.
Ho 31 anni. Tutto quello che ho visto fino ad ora, la morte, la mancanza di rispetto dei diritti umani, sto cercando di dimostrare, far vedere al mondo che noi da Gaza siamo gente normale, come tutti voi.
But unfortunately we are unable to do so.
Sfortunatamente siamo totalmente incapaci di fare ciò.